Hey songwriters, this is Ari Koinuma speaking for impactfulsongs.com, and I received this question more than once, so I thought I'd address it. People ask me, so when I'm writing songs, should I be thinking about music theory? And I think what they mean by that is, when you're writing, you kind of go, okay, so I'm in D, so the chords are G and A, and those are the chords that I should be using. That sort of thing, like should I fit this song according to the rules of music theory? And the answer is no, you don't. In fact, a lot of the songwriters, I'm sure, don't even think about music theory when you're writing. I myself included. When I am writing songs, I don't really think about what I'm doing. I just I'm fooling around and trying to find what sounds good to me. And theory is like the last thing on my mind, really, because I'm just playing around, fooling around, just right brain kind of thing, right? But that being said, a music theory does come into the picture for me when I get stuck in my songwriting. Music theory provides me with a great problem solving or troubleshooting tool, so that when the sort of the playing around and playing by ear takes me so far and it runs into a problem, then I bring in the music theory to see if I can fix it. For example, let's say for this segment I just came up with this particular really simple chord progression, really traditional D, G, A kind of thing, right? But then, for some reason, whatever reason, I have a chorus riff that is in an entirely different key. I want to play it in F. That's F to A flat and then G to B flat. I mean, it's just completely unrelated to the original verse, right? I mean, they're like really worlds apart, but then for some reason the combination of it really intrigued you, and I'm like, well, I really wish if I could sort of go from one to the other and back, right? So that's where I would start thinking about music theory and go, okay, so the destination is F, so if I use a C chord, that's 5/1 cadence to F, so then it might work. So I go, and I go, well, that still doesn't sound quite right. It sounds kind of odd that F and then A flat after that just really feels really out of the blue, right? So then I go, okay, well, what else can I try? Well, I could go to B flat. B flat to F is a 4/1 cadence. That's very different sounding from 5/1 cadence. So I go, right? Well, that's better than just going from A to C and then into a F chord. But it's still a little bit weird. The B flat now seems a little bit out of the blue. So then I'm like, well, why don't I put both of them together? So. I just messed up the rhythm a little there, but you get the picture. If I go from A, D, G, and then A, and then go from C, and then B flat, and then down to F. See, now that seems like it's a little bit more smoother transition from one key to another. And then after playing the chorus riff, I could just, to go back to the D, I could just simply go back to C and hold that, because C to D would be a flat 7/1 cadence. that's a little weird still. It seems abrupt. So I could go half. So that's C to C sharp to D. So that's like a half step transition there, and that's a little better. So it's the song still has that sort of a really wide dramatic contrast between the verse and chorus, and you could, depending on your point of view, still argue that they don't really fit together. But still, the point remains that I can use music theory to problem solve the issue of how do I put these two segments together, and it really comes in handy. I spend very little time feeling stuck with a song, and when something with a song is not working for me, I can then bring in music theory, analyze what's going on, and then figure out what exactly is wrong with that particular piece of music. So in theory, you don't have to think about music theory to write songs. And in fact, I'm sure there are like plenty of great songwriters who write great songs without really thinking or without even knowing the music theory behind why it works. But in my opinion, if you're more of that intuitive writer and if you stay there, you might have a little bit of consistency problem in that you might have some songs that are really good, but then other songs that are not really good. I'm sure you can think of artists who have like a few hit-worthy material in an album and then the rest sound like the fillers. I think that is a problem that can be remedied by you learning music theory and bringing that into songwriting. And by having music theory as a troubleshooting tool, you gain the ability to troubleshoot whatever is wrong and be able to consistently write songs that you think are really strong and keep working at it until each of the songs that you're working on get there. And you spend less time, like I said, being stuck and not knowing what to do. So I still highly recommend that you learn music theory, but when you are writing songs, don't really think about it until you have to. Alright, so I hope that was helpful, and please check out my other articles on songwriting and also for meaningful songs, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and stuff like that. I'll see you next time. Thank you.